need to talk about Project 2025.
He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
Created by Trump's longtime allies at the Heritage Foundation, along with more than 100 other conservative groups, a 920-page document outlines conservatives' plan to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left. It means that if Trump is elected, the GOP would attempt to implement overreaching bills like the ones popping up in Florida, Texas, Alabama, and other red states federally. The document says the GOP will reach its goals by using presidential power to bypass Congress and by destroying what they call the administrative state, which refers to the agencies that try to ensure clean and safe air, food, water, drugs, and consumer products, and that also hold big corporations back from making more money. So that's what Trump means by day one. He plans to fire and replace tens of thousands of government employees who don't agree with him to elevate his power. And yes, he can do that.
First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively.
All right, let's dive into this document. When I searched the term sex, 133 matches came up. That's obsessive. It explicitly states their goal to rescind regulations prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, transgender status, and sex characteristics. So queer people could legally be fired, not hired, refused service, or otherwise discriminated against. It also proposes deleting the term sexual orientation, DEI, gender, gender equality, gender equity, gender awareness, gender sensitive, abortion, reproductive health, and reproductive rights from every piece of legislation that exists. That's terrifying because it promotes discrimination against LGBTQIA+ and pregnant people. And speaking of pregnant people, it also proposes pushing as hard as possible to protect the unborn in every jurisdiction in America, aka a national abortion ban. They plan to go after education too, just like they have in red states. The authors propose eliminating the entire Department of Education, which they say injects racist, anti-American, ahistorical propaganda into America's classrooms. As part of its economic policy, it wants to eliminate regulatory and procedural barriers for companies and prop up the oil industry, which it says is not an environmental problem. This is all just the tip of the iceberg. It's a document filled with endless contradictions, going back and forth between ideas of big government and small, going after monopolies but reducing corporate taxes and regulation, saying they're for freedom but policing people's bodies, gender, and sexuality. And it's a document created by the Heritage Foundation, which has ties to fossil fuel billionaire Charles Koch and is swirling with controversies. Throughout, they dehumanize the left in ways that make me afraid of how much more emboldened far-right Republicans will feel to target vulnerable people.
So, Shalom, Yashar Allah. We'll start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the belly of the tongue, created the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you, sister brothers living in truth, and Shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying and show yourselves approved. So, as I just pulled a small little clip, it's called a thing they got called Project 2025. And they're setting it up for when Donald Trump becomes president. And that was from a Alphabet Agenda's person's perspective. I found other information on it, which is basically just a set of rules, basically going to fascism, a dictatorship, because Trump wants to rule America the way Putin rules Russia. And, you know, it's primarily, even though that person put it as an attack on the Alphabet Agenda, really the primary targets are Jakes. That's the primary targets, man. Starting with you so-called African Americans, you so-called Hispanics, and you so-called Native Americans. It's going to be an attack on the children of Israel. And he's going to be able to wield power where he'll be able to use guillotines. He'll be able to prosecute us. And they're basically about to go back into the 1800s. I've seen other clips, you know, you can watch as well. I just needed a short version to show some of the laws we're going to implement. You know, he always talked about Article 2. And you just heard Trump out his own mouth when he gets back in office, he's going to wield these powers, you know, very strong. So really, this is going to, like, lead us into Jacob's trouble. And this is going to happen whether Donald Trump becomes president or if he doesn't. This is going to go into play, period. Because they're going to attack the children of Israel. I just wanted to show a clip where, because the old school put me on game on this, where they have laws already in place. They're just waiting for Donald Trump to get in office, and once he gets in, all he got to do is sign it, and it goes in, full head of steam. So let's go get this. And this is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they have prescribed. So these laws are already in place. Nobody's talking about these laws. They're already talking about, you know, sports, rap beef, entertainment, but nobody's really talking about these laws. You know, it's not being pushed mainstream like that. And it's, I'm going to read verse 2. To turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor. Who's the poor? Israel. Of my people, that the widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. These new laws that Trump is getting in place are to attack the children of Israel. That's why your majority of your Edomites, your red belly Edomites, you know, your country, your rednecks, they love Trump because he represents them and what they want. See, right now he's pleading, you know, that they're crouching as if it's going to help, you know, so-called minorities, black people, children of Israel. But once he gets in, man, I'm talking about, you're going to see Esau's hatred on full display. On full display. Like his core, his crowd, they already talking that. They got Nazi flags, Confederate flags. They're already on that. Trump emboldens Esau's hatred for the children of Israel. And that's what our people need to realize. Like, this next year is about to be real tough. It's going to be the beginning of Jacob's trouble. And what Trump is doing that I really like, he's bringing out the hatred. He's showing Esau's true nature. When I say Esau, I'm talking about the so-called white man. Their true nature is on display. And Trump is the mascot of their hatred. So they're already championing him to get in there, and he's going to put it in, and they're going to attack us. Like a lot of these ignorant niggas that's vote Donald Trump, you know, they all for America and all that. Man, once this thing go into play, they're going to see the error of their ways. When, you know, because he's going to be able to wield military power, militia power, and they're going to go upside Jake's head. So we'll get this right here. Because every 100 years, Esau has to call our numbers. Because we're so plentiful, we have the birthright. And that's what these devils want to do. They want to get rid of the birthright. And you see that alphabet, are they getting rid of abortion? Yeah, that's to pump their numbers up. Because truly, they're the minority. So-called white man's the minority, truly. You know, so he doesn't like that. So to turn the tides, what he got to do? Just like what Netanyahu's doing in over there in Israel, the genocidal campaign against the Palestinians, that's what Trump's going to do when he gets back in office. If he gets back in office, we'll see. Even they even have an election. But it doesn't matter which president it is. It doesn't matter. These laws are already in place. So whatever Edomite gets in office, they're going to implement it. But it looks like who they really want to push it in, who's going to do it forcefully, is going to be Donald Trump. So we'll see if he's in there. But what we do know is that he's showing, he's bringing it to the top. That hatred that Esau got for Jake, because it always, like the Bible said, we're going to read it. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword at the time of their calamity, at the time that their iniquity had an end. The key word in there is perpetual. That means forever. Esau will always hate Jake. I give a damn how nice they appear or what, you know, they gonna do, throw you a cookie, gave you a job. You know, you hear Jake cry, man, the white man gave me a job, nobody else did. He looked out for me. Man, that's to play you, man. This devil slick, he's smart. You know, he's like the snake. So he's gonna like give you something to gain your trust, and when you turn your back, you're in a vulnerable state. Esau gonna show who he really is, because he has a perpetual hatred. And us in this truth, you know, the hopeful elect, we know that. So right now we're gearing up for this devil to, you know, attack us with his strong ones, his military power. So I'm gonna go to verse 6. It says, therefore as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, as blood should pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood should pursue thee. So Esau, he loves bloodshed. He loves to shed the blood of the children of Israel. Like Esau loves that. If you think not, go and Google and look up lynchings. You'll see Esau smiling with pictures of our people hanging from a tree. That wasn't that long ago. They want to go back into that. If Trump gets his way and he gets into office and these laws go into place, they'll be able to do that with no crime. That's what I'm trying to relay to you, Yashrala. Like, we're about to go back into the 1800s, Jim Crow laws. You know, that's what's about to go into play. And it looked like Trump, he might be president. This might happen. And like how I'm looking at it, even if he doesn't, whatever anybody gets into play, they're going to enact them laws. They're already there. All the president got to do is sign it. These laws are already into place. So they'll be able to lynch, you know, a child of Israel, gather around, take pictures, and law ain't going to do nothing. This would essentially take us back to the 1800s when all these laws go into place. Because I believe they're going to be signed regardless of Donald Trump. And it's called Project 2025 because it's going to happen next year in 2025. That's going to be the kickoff to Jacob's Trouble. Then you got to look at it. It's already set up. We're already been prosecuted. We already made the bad guy. You look at the northern tribe, Hispanic, the Issachar, Puerto Rican, the tribe of Ephraim. They've been made to be migrants. When this thing go into play, they're not going to be like, okay, if you were born in America or are you a migrant? They're just going to round them all up together and give them judgment. And then you got to look at the southern tribes, the so-called blacks. We've been in that persecution. Black Lives Matter. I already talked about what we do is tear up stuff and act animals. So the persecution's already in place. So these laws that these devils have signed up is going to be their solution to bringing back their America. This is them trying to build back better. This is them trying to bring back that old American spirit. And what is the old America? What was it built on? When was it great? Look at his slogan. Make America great again. When was America great? America was great to them when we were in slavery. They had a free slave force. And that's how they made their money. Since they had to release us and give us some type of freedom, had to pay us a wage, they went down in a hole. Because Esau's not a good businessman. They're only good at oppressing and unaliving things. And they want to go back. Now they realize to heal their country, they had to oppress the children of Israel once again. And they looking to do that. So, with that being said, shout out to Old School. He gave me some clips because Eve caught wind of the laws in Congress. And she was questioning some of them about these laws that they done put in place. So we'll watch a clip on that. And she ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it, but it's a spotlight on it, because this should be like making mainstream news, but it's not. So check Eve out as she's, grilling Congress about these laws they got in place. She's just like, I can't believe it. Like, this is what y'all want to do. And they're like, I think she getting her wake-up call. We all like, yeah, we knew these devils get down like that. So she up here reading it like, are y'all serious? Are y'all serious with this? And dude, he saw, he proud. Trump, they all proud, looking like, yeah, heifer. And what? So let's play the clip.
Mr. Hamilton, I don't want you to feel left out of this conversation. So I'm going to make sure I ask you some questions. You're the executive director for the America First Legal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And America First Legal is a member of Project 2025, which is dedicated to creating the playbook for the next conservative administration and what it calls the Project Pillars, correct?
We are proud contributors to Project 2025.
All right. So let's walk through some of the provisions of the mandate. It calls for eliminating the Department of Education, eliminating the Department of Commerce, deploying the military for the use of domestic law enforcement against protesters under the Insurrection Act of 1807. It also has the repealing of Schedule F status for thousands of federal employees to allow a president to replace career civil servants with unqualified partisan loyalists. That's probably my favorite of it. Mr. Hamilton, I don't want you to... I don't know why or how anybody can support Project 2025. There was allegedly a joke about dictators and whether or not that's funny, but in the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny, and Project 2025 is giving the playbook for authoritarianism as well as the next dictator to come in. I know that you are doing your jobs here by making sure that hopefully some juror turns on and finds some viral moment of you spewing more of the nonsense as it relates to the president. But as practicing lawyers, I hope that we can all agree that no one gets indicted because someone says so. There takes a grand jury, and the grand jury is comprised of American citizens that sit down and review evidence, and they make the determination. And when and if Trump is convicted, it will be a jury of his peers, and it won't be the president of the United States. I don't.
So you hear that? So it's basically set up like a dictatorship. They basically trying to make Trump their king. They want Trump to wield all power to do as he sees fit. And you should already know how Trump feel about the children of Israel. And you should say it's provision in there for them to use the military at their discretion against people that protest and insurrectionists, which is going to be Black Lives Matter. Or anybody out there wanting to, march and do all of that, Trump can just call up the military and mow you down. That's why they represent, what's that dude's name? Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, he getting to talk and he getting all this special treatment because that's what Esau want to do. Esau wants to unalive the children of Israel. Now, we try to tell, the children of Israel that, but the 2/3 don't want to hear that. 2/3 have a love affair with Esau. So they'll be the first ones to get thrust through with their sword. As for the believers, it's time to, brace for impact. Get ready for this. This thing can take place as soon as next year. This year, really, but the law is going to place next year. Especially if they get their boy Donald Trump in office, because everything is set up for him. And she's like, man, this is like a dictatorship, because that's really what it is. When you look at I looked at other clips, they're too long. But you just do your homework now, Yashra. It's homework, man. Just look up Project 2025 and just look up the laws and provisions they have in there. And it's set up like communism or dictatorship, and they want Trump to run it, is what they're going to do. So, with that being said, let me go get this right here. We probably ended off right there, but I just want to make Yashra aware that these devils got laws in place to run that playbook, man. It's the reason they love Trump so much. So check it out. When he implement that if he implements them laws into place and he gets the military power and enact militia groups, they're gonna do just like this, man. It's gonna be like that movie Civil War that just came out. And so they're gonna primarily attack Jakes. And they'll do Esau in too, if Esau's with that, what they call it, woke, that alphabet agenda, that leftist stuff. They want to go back to the hardcore 1800s. That's what Esau want. So this second Esdras 16 and 70, for there should be in every place and in the next city is a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Verse 81, they should be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's what they want to do. They want to go door to door, yank Jake out his house, hit him with a gun, or, lynch him, or burn him alive, or whatever they want to do. They want to go back to that KKK spirit. They want to put on some masks, have their little hoodies and stuff, and go around and just terrorize Yasharala. And now that what they do, Esau has to get legislation in place so that the law and the states is backing what he's doing. And they already have that ready to go. They just need their boy in office, because all his people, they show his people that already put the laws in place. They need him to get back in office so he can sign it, and then it's gonna, they gonna show Yahshua that they are the devil in the flesh. And that's coming real soon. It said next year. So why everybody want to party like it's 1999, this is the time we need to be like really locking on this truth, getting on this word, praying, and getting ready for, the perilous times that's coming. Matter of fact, we'll end off with that, because that's what it's going to be. We'll end off with Jeremiah 30 and 7, Jacob's trouble. Because Jake going to be in the most trouble when these laws go into place. Because they're going to attack us. Because we're the ones that they want to get rid of. They have to call our numbers. We have the birthright, and we're flourishing right now. Every day, because we used to adversity. We're used to going through tough times. So Jake is still able to tread water through these rough times, and the one who's doing real bad is Esau. So-called white man's doing real bad at these times, man. They on drugs, and these Congress politicians, these elite Edomites see that. So they're trying to turn it in their favor. So they're going to make the laws up, and they're going to attack the children of Israel. And Yahweh Shai is going to give Esau the jurisdiction to do that, because he's looking to purge out the wicked of his nation. So this is Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, the last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He represents the hopeful elect, man. The brothers and sisters and the children that's in this truth. They receive the tender mercy of Yahweh Shai when Esau is going around like madmen. Because I'm looking at these 2/3 Jakes, and I'm just like, man, y'all have no idea what's to come. And I've even hearing Jakes at my job, I'm voting for Donald Trump. They all for Trump because he going to give them some money. And I'm like, man, you just sealing your fate. You don't even know it. And they so far gone, I don't want to tell them the truth at my job, because they'll just go tell on me, because they're that far gone. So we're basically just looking at people that's about to get judgment. You can already see they lots already. I'm like, man, they better find the YouTube page or catch some brothers on the block and really just lock in. But The way they so drunk, man, I don't see it. And they're blind, and I see a lot of lost Jakes. The majority of Jakes I see are lost, Yasharala. You can tell it's only going to be a few of us in this truth, Lord willing. That's why we fighting hard for this truth, to make sure our position is great. We trying to get the love of Yahweh Bashiach Shah. Because these devils, they ready, man. They already got their guns loaded. They making preparation to attack Jake. They say they be telling Jake don't even be paying attention to what Esau's doing. Esau getting ready for war. And Jake just looking to buy some new Jordans and, any little materialistic, they just gone, man. I'm like, you don't hear Esau preparing food and water and getting ammo? I be looking at Jake like, you not going to at least prepare carnally? Like, Jake just, bro, they about to be easy work. Easy work is what they about to be. So, us, that's watchmen for Israel, man, I'm going to keep my eye on what's going on. Any new information I get on Project 2025, which we already knew it through the Spirit. We knew Esau's coming with the sword. This is now it's got a name to it, Project 2025. They got provision laws. It's already written up. Even before then, basically this is Rex 84 and the King Alfred plan going into play. You really want to think about it. So, hey, all that I can say is, hey, stay prayed up, Yasharala, and stay circumspect, man. Keep watching out, because we're about to go into some crazy times, man. It's already happening now, man. I already see these devils getting angry. The anger is coming up, and they're gonna use the sword, man. They don't use the sword in vain. They don't carry the sword in vain, should I say. Esau's getting ready, man. He's thirsting for the blood of the children of Israel, and all they need is their boy to get in there to give them their motivation, to do what they do. Because when he get in there, man, if he gets in there, man, Trump about to show he about to go crazy with it. I can already see it. If he gets in there, we'll see. Because I've been hearing too, they talking about they're gonna suspend the elections. They say, man, the war gonna pop off so bad there will be no election. But we'll see. So with that being said, man, I hope it's been informative. I hope it's been edifying. I want to say Kwam, Yasharala. Hey, stay locked in, because Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.